Things haven't changed. I remember being a little kid. I mean, I must have been, I don't know, maybe 3 years old. I climbed onto the roof to look at the stars, and the neighbors, ratted me out. I think there's a child on your roof. My mom was like, "What is happening?"
Tom, always a pleasure to spend some time in your company. I was fortunate enough to see the new movie, The Final Reckoning, last night. I saw it in an IMAX and I was blown away.
Wow.
It's
Thank you.
fantastic. I could not recommend it enough.
Thank you.
And I wondered how important it was to you that these particular installments of Mission Impossible were everything that us fans could possibly want.
Any film I'm ever making is I want what the fans would want. And I think about that like it's the communication, the story that I want to tell, and also just I make my movies for audiences, no matter what genre I'm making.
When the trailer dropped and it had something like 250 million views, I was watching it on my phone. It's when we get our first little look into what shenanigans Ethan's going to be up to. And I was like, biplanes. Of course, it's time for biplanes. I'm not just saying this because I'm here with you, Tom. I promise you. I've been doing this a long time. But watching that sequence, I genuinely was gripping the arms of the seats in the cinema chair. I mean, really, wow. But my question to you is, and you've touched on, I know a team, and it's great how forthcoming you are. But from your perspective, not only are you the star, but you are one of the driving forces and creative forces behind it. Is there any duality in your mind between like that would look great on the big screen, and then the next minute you go, oh, actually, I've got to do that?
Or it's the opposite. It's like, I can't wait to do that.
Oh, great. Okay.
I can't wait to do that. I would love to do that. Like we come up with things and it's like, I can't wait to do it. And how do we find the camera position to communicate it? Mission Impossible was the very first film I ever officially produced because I did a lot of things prior to that. But it's, when I read something, I can look at it and know what it's going to take. I'm evaluating already the estimation of effort,
Right.
and I write down all of the knowledge and all the data that I need to learn and educate my crew on and myself on to be able to accomplish this. And then McHugh and I break down, where can the cameras be? How do we communicate this? What is the best way to do it? And as it evolves, we're just discovering and thinking of you in that theater going, how do we get you to
Yeah.
not just watch the movie, but to experience it? And that's what I'm trying to do with everything. My entire career is.
Well, mission accomplished, Tom.
Thank you so much.
What I love as well is, to get a breakdown there of, your passion for it in the movies is one thing. I don't know if you were aware of this, but a student at a London university posted on their socials, I looked out of the window on my uni study break. Tom Cruise is on top of the BFI IMAX. I did see that.
Was he
He was having a cup of tea on a study break and looked out the window, you're still on top of the IMAX. And that's just like your everyday life. You're just like, look, that's nothing to me. You want me to go on top of the IMAX? I'm going on top of the IMAX. Where's the ladder?
I know, it's nice. It's just like things haven't changed. I remember being a little kid. I mean, I must have been, I don't know, maybe 3 years old, 3.5 years old. And I climbed through the window at night and I climbed onto the roof to look at the stars. And the neighbors, ratted me out to my family. My mom was like, "What is happening? What are you, what?" They said, I think there's a child on your roof.
Tom, get down here.
I know some things don't change. I know. Like, no, they had to like coax me back into
I love it. It's always been there. Always been there.
It has been. It really,
Yeah.
it just has been. I feel very comfortable.
Haley and Simon joined me on my show recently, and we had so much fun talking about all things, The Final Reckoning, that I asked them to message you on the Mission Impossible WhatsApp group to put in a good word about having you on the show. And obviously, you are now on the show. And I wondered, and I can handle the truth, did they message you, Tom, or are you here just because of behind the scenes shenanigans?
I'm here because of you.
Thanks,
I'm
Tom.
here because of you.
Bless you. The other thing we discussed was the amazing places they've been, things they've done, and skill sets they've acquired. Focusing in on you, there's hand-to-hand combat, there's jumping off of things, there's even close-hand magic, there's wing walking.
Yeah.
Is there, at this stage, is there something you look back on fondly as a skill set that you now have?
What's fun is that I get to, and what I've concentrate on is taking subjects and studying them, becoming competent at it, and then applying it to the movies. So I have to say so much in terms of history, architecture, engineering, photography, lenses, airplanes, jets, helicopters, parachutes, all these things that are my interest, music, singing. And I will take that subject and I'll try to become more and more competent. I just have to say, what an amazing life to be able to do this and then apply it to storytelling.
I think that's a really unique and special thing about you, because obviously there are other actors and other actors who make huge movies, but not everybody wants to, and everyone has their own reasons. And I'm not in any way bad-mouthing them,
Me
but
too.
that
I
application.
respect that.
But for you to be interested in the architecture and the music, and because Mission Impossible is taking you to some of the most beautiful cities and landscapes in the world, and to have a genuine interest in being there and knowing how that will translate onto the big screen is kind of unique, and that's a special thing.
That is my dream. My dream for my whole life is to go to different places and not just be a tourist, but to see it and engage with the people there. And beautiful thing of making movies, you go there and you're working side by side together, and you get to really know people when you're creating with them. And I appreciate that. And I wanted to go to those places always. And my dream was to be able to do that. My dream with Mission was to have that privilege to be able to go, okay, now I'm gonna turn the camera on your culture. I'm gonna turn the camera on this building or this area, and I'm gonna show the world, if the world will allow me to show them, and it can create interest in that culture and open up, that affinity for people. And that's what I enjoy doing.
That's a special thing to be able to do. It's
It
funny you
is.
mentioned the people involved as well. Another thing that Haley and Simon had to say was that, ineffectively, as an actor, it's a gig economy. You don't know when you're going to work. And to walk away from anything with a sense of family that you've made throughout the crew and the cast is something truly special. So when you wrap on a big movie, particularly one that's effectively been split into two, it must tug on the heartstrings, Tom.
Yeah.
Or are you like, no, bye?
No, I'm not like Bye,
No,
but I
of
just
course.
know those friendships are forever.
Yeah.
When I'm making movies, the crews that I work with, I've worked with their fathers. Some of them, their grandfathers.
That's
And they
amazing.
were on kids coming onto the set, you know, and they had their kids and they come onto the set. And times that I spend, and when we see each other again, for me, it's never goodbye. For me, it's we'll see you soon. And for me, it's, when we do see each other, we do work together again. It is like, no time has passed. I remember with Val Kilmer, he and I hadn't seen each other for such a long time. And we sit down, and the joy of just of talking about things and
Yeah.
catching up. And it's that way with everyone throughout this
Yeah.
this world. It opens doors in a way that I didn't anticipate when I was a kid. I always wanted to make movies, but anyway, it's just with people will come up and share their lives and experience with the movies, and the way that you are and you and I are talking right now. I feel the same way about the films that I see and the filmmakers
Yeah.
that made it. And I share those experiences, with them. I call them. I just saw your movie, and I'm grabbing my seat, or I'm going, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's awesome. You
Yeah.
get to see these films, and it's going to be a great summer.
Talking of kind of friendships that have endured the passage of time, one of my best friends in the world for over 20 years, and in fact, he's also my neighbor, is host Alex Zane.
Oh yeah,
I know you've worked with
yeah,
Alex many
absolutely,
times.
many, many times.
He is on the legendary Tom Cruise cake list, and he is insufferable. Honestly, and every year, straight on Instagram it goes. So please, can I be on the cake list too? For two good reasons. Hear me out.
Well, your neighbors, can't you just go over and get a
He
piece?
never shares. Never gives me a slice. Honestly,
Really?
he just films it and then scoffs it down behind closed doors.
I got you. You're on.
You don't even need to hear the reasons.
Okay, give me the
No,
reasons. No.
A, I love cake, and B, it will really annoy Alex. So
Yeah, good.
perfect.
Anything to annoy Alex, that's awesome. I'm in. Let's do it.
Tom, it is.
All you had to say is the first one.
It's really good, Alex. Give me some cake.
Yeah. This will really annoy Alex. Good.
I should have said that at the very top.
That's the first thing.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is out in cinemas now, and as I said at the very beginning of our chat together, I couldn't recommend it highly enough. It's a rip-roaring adventure. The way in which you've tied so many smart things together is a must-watch for all the fans. And as always, you've been an utter joy. Tom Cruise, thank you very much.
You're great. Thank you so much. Thank you.